Right friends, welcome back to the new format of current affairs from today, that is 1st May. The first series will be from Monday to Friday. You will have Good Morning New India. This will have news and views in brief format. These modules will be there from Monday to Friday, and the news items which require some sort of analysis. If it is minor, then it will go to mini capsule. If it is a major, it will go to capsule, and they will be released during the week. And on Saturday you will have why and how as well as facts and figures. So this is the format, and whatever minor things which I am not able to cover in this will go to why and how and facts and figures. So these 4 types of lectures. One is Good Morning New India, that is news and views. The second one is with regard to mini capsules. Third one is capsules where detailed analysis is required, and the fourth one pertaining to weekend capsules like why and how, facts and figures. So this format probably covers current affairs in a much better way, I felt. So let us go through this format for 2-3 months, then please give your honest feedback, then we will decide. Hopefully this will serve your purpose ultimately. Look into the first one, SARC satellite set for liftoff, and this satellite alone costs rupees 235 crore, satellite alone costs rupees 235 crore, and this is communication satellite, and mission life is over 12 years, and this is going to serve 6 countries of SARC excluding Pakistan. So this satellite is exclusively meant for 6 countries of SARC excluding Pakistan, and this is telecommunication satellite, and cost is entirely borne by India. These things don't forget. Then the next one is building holistic ties. This is the Hindu editorial of today. This is with regard to Sri Lanka. So when you look at Sri Lanka, I would like to tell you 2-3 points. Chinese presence in Sri Lanka somewhat strained the ties between India and Sri Lanka, especially during Mahinda Rajapaksa time. And now there are 2-3 issues. One is rehabilitation of Tamils who were affected, during civil war, and second point is the fishermen dispute. So these 2 things pertaining to India and Sri Lanka. Next one is how the Islamic State rose. This article in The Hindu, please go through this, and not much is there in this article, and it says that the vacuum created in these areas, the vacuum created because of the governance in Iraq and Syria, resulted in the proliferation of Islamic State cutting across borders between Iraq and Syria. That is about this news item. Next one is price caps are a bad idea. Now after capping the price for stents, now some of the firms have decided to pull out of manufacturing, and second important point is the availability of stents will become a problem. So here with regard to these stents, this is National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authority. This is under the Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers, and this fixes or revises the prices of controlled bulk drugs and to enforce prices and availability of the medicines as per Drugs Price Control Order 2013. So if someone talks about capping the drug prices, don't forget NPPA, which is under the Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers. Turkey sees role in Kashmir talks. Turkey president is in India. Now after winning the referendum, he chose India as the first country of his visit, and India and Turkey enjoy reasonably good ties, and he said that with regard to the membership in nuclear suppliers group, his statement says that India and Pakistan are on same footing. And another important aspect with regard to Turkey is this is Cyprus. Cyprus is island nation in Mediterranean Sea. The northern part was occupied by Turkey, and Cyprus government sought India's help for solving the Cyprus issue. Right? Under these circumstances, Turkey president's visit assumed significance. Look at the next one. Real Estate Act will come into force today. So 1st May, this Real Estate Act is coming into force, and if everything goes well, the consumers will be benefited. We have to wait and see. And with regard to various aspects pertaining to Real Estate Act, you will have mini capsule. Then the next one is polio case numbers drop in Pakistan and Afghanistan. Pakistan, Afghanistan, Nigeria, they are worst affected because of polio, and polio was eradicated from several countries and still it is in existence in our neighboring countries. That is the cause of worry for our country. And the basic problem with Pakistan and Afghanistan is improper vaccination because of some problems. Proper vaccination is not taking place. That is the reason why still this polio is prevalent in Pakistan and Afghanistan. Right? Please go through this article. It is written by the science editor of the Hindu, R. Prasad. And the next one is ASEAN takes a softer stance on China. Here South China Sea. All of you are familiar with China's activities in South China Sea. At the same time, dispute between China and one ASEAN country, Philippines, with regard to dispute of South China Sea. Under these circumstances, ASEAN, the 10 country group ASEAN, took softer stance on China. Because of economic might of China, Southeast Asian nations are not in a position to confront China in spite of its occupation, reclamation of islands and artificially enforcing 9-dash line as the boundary to reclaim the rights of vast South China Sea. Right? So, Asian nations are going slow. In fact, they dropped references to China's land reclamation and militarization in South China Sea. Right, let us move on. Sebi finalizes norms for listing of green bonds. And green bonds means they will help raising the funds for investments in the renewable energy space. And here Securities and Exchange Board of India finalized norms for issuance and listing of green bonds. The rules to be made public have been finalized by Sebi after taking into account inputs from the Finance and Environment Ministries and also from Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. Look at the next one, what you need to know about infrastructure investment trusts. Please look into this. Money will be pooled up from you and me, and that money will be invested in this infrastructure projects. So, this is all about this infrastructure investment trusts. And this infrastructure investment trusts are regulated by Securities and Exchange Board of India, that is one part, and investors minimum investment prescribed is rupees 10 lakhs basically to protect small investors from the risks. So, minimum investment prescribed is rupees 10 lakhs, right. So, this is about infrastructure investment trusts. Then the next one is with regard to appreciation of rupee. This appreciation of rupee, I will present one mini capsule on this. Go through this. Yesterday the same article appeared in the Hindu and today it appeared in Business Line. Rupee is appreciating in recent times. What are the reasons for it? Then the next one is the math behind doubling the farmer's income. Government's goal is to double the farmer's income by 2022. But if you look at this article, it is not that easy. Because for the past 20 years from 1993-94 to 2015-16, annual real growth of farmers' income was just 3.4%. So, only 5 years left over and doubling the farmers' income is a Herculean task. Government is betting on several aspects like soil health cards, electronic national agriculture market, but the important point to note is the duration of the crops must be reduced, and crops which can sustain the vagaries of monsoon, they have to be invented. So, basically research and development is the need of the hour, and please go through this article. Some insights are thrown. This is Business Line article of today. Norms tweaked, fund of funds for startups takes off. Fund of funds for startups. Some venture capital fund will be there. Venture capital fund is example of alternative investment fund, and here government started at rupees 10,000 crore fund of funds. This fund of funds is managed and operated by Sebi. This is one part. Second part is this fund of funds will invest in some venture capital fund, not directly to the investor, because startups are risky ventures. Government when invests directly in the startup, there is more element of risk. So as to avoid that, government has taken this route. The route is that investment in some venture capital fund, and subsequently the venture capital fund, by applying its brain, will invest in various startups after looking at the risk profile. So you can say fund of funds scheme for startups is almost synonymous with refinancing adopted by various financial institutions in our country, right? So please don't forget, this fund of funds scheme for startups is just taking off. Rupees 10,000 crore is the allotted fund over a period of around 10 years. And another point is, this is managed and operated by Sebi. Look at the next one. Niti Aayog pitches for Chinese style this coastal employment zones. CEZs means coastal employment zones. On east coast one zone, west coast one zone, that Niti Aayog is pushing for developing ecosystem of this coastal employment zones. At the first instance, 2 will be developed, right? Look at the Times of India editorial. This is Korean conundrum. Korea is going out of hand, and here the editorial suggests that talks are the only way to defuse the situation and avoid a catastrophic war. And please don't forget 2 things. Already America established third missile here in South Korea, and American aircraft carrier already reached or about to reach the Korean waters. So under these circumstances, tensions are increasing and talks are the only way out, and China can only silence North Korea, because North Korea is entirely dependent on China, and China is not doing it for its strategic reasons. Right, friends? So this is for today. Good morning, New India. Please do join for mini capsules. Have a nice day. Thank you.